A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a landmark move, the long-awaited review into the water sector in England and Wales has finally been released, revealing a staggering 465-page report that outlines the urgent need for reform. The Independent Water Commission, spearheaded by former Bank of England Deputy Governor Sir John Cunliffe, was established in response to escalating public outcry over sewage spills and skyrocketing water bills. The findings of this extensive review indicate that the current state of the water sector is a collective failure, with no single party emerging unscathed. The underlying fact is we have not managed this well, and no one comes out of this with very much glory. Not government, not the water companies, and not the regulators, Sir John stated during an interview on BBC Breakfast. The report places particular emphasis on the role of regulators, which may not sound thrilling, but is crucial for holding water companies accountable to both consumers and the environment. Currently, the responsibilities are divided among various entities, including the economic regulator Ofwat, the Environment Agency, Natural Resources Wales, and the Drinking Water Inspectorate. One of the most significant recommendations from the review is the proposal to establish a single water regulator for England and a separate one for Wales, effectively eliminating Ofwat. The government has already confirmed its intention to act on this recommendation, signaling a major shift in how water companies will be monitored and held accountable. The report highlights that the outcry over sewage spills can be attributed, at least in part, to improved monitoring practices. In the past decade, monitoring of sewage spills into rivers and seas has become more rigorous, providing a clearer picture of the extent of the problem. However, the Water Commission has called for reforms to the current system of operator self-monitoring, where water companies are responsible for reporting their own pollution and sewage incidents. Critics argue that this system allows companies to essentially grade their own homework. While the review does not suggest that monitoring should be entirely transferred to regulators due to high costs, it does advocate for a more robust approach to monitoring that includes increased automation, third-party checks, and intelligence-led inspections. Sir John also emphasizes the importance of leveraging advanced technology, such as artificial intelligence, to assess the full impact of sewage spills rather than merely tracking when they occur. The review raises concerns about the current electronic monitoring systems, suggesting they may not provide adequate value for money or effectiveness. Additionally, it calls for better monitoring of other pollution sources, including agricultural runoff, microplastics, and forever chemicals. The report further recommends that regulators should have a greater say in the ownership of water companies and introduce accountability measures for senior executives. It also emphasizes the need for new strategies to attract long-term investors and enhance oversight of company finances. Despite the comprehensive nature of the review, some campaigners have expressed frustration that it did not address what they consider to be the root issue: the privatization of water services. The government had previously ruled out nationalization, arguing that it would be prohibitively expensive and unlikely to yield improvements. Campaign group Surfers Against Sewage criticized the report for prioritizing private profit over public benefit, with Chief Executive Giles Bristow stating that it falls short of addressing fundamental issues. In Wales, while the water industry remains private, it operates on a not-for-profit model. Sir John noted during a BBC Radio 4 interview that a well-regulated privatized system could work, but public frustration arises when high executive pay does not correlate with satisfactory performance. The Water Commission's findings revealed that both government and regulatory pressures to keep bills low from 2009 to 2024 have contributed to chronic underinvestment. While this may have temporarily benefited consumers, the consequences are now becoming apparent, especially in light of climate change and a growing population. Last year, regulators approved a staggering 26% increase in average water bills for 2024/25 to 2025-26. Sir John explained that the shift from prolonged underinvestment to sudden, massive investments to catch up is what has driven recent bill increases. He anticipates that the cost of producing water will inevitably rise over time. However, the review stresses the importance of avoiding drastic bill hikes that could disproportionately impact vulnerable households. To address this, Sir John suggests implementing a national social tariff in England to ease financial burdens for low-income families, while recommending a review of existing social tariffs in Wales. Additionally, he advocates for the introduction of compulsory smart meters to help reduce water demand. Environment Secretary Steve Reed described the review as a pivotal opportunity to clean up our water once and for all. However, those hoping for immediate improvements to water quality or a reduction in bills may be disappointed. Sir John cautioned that there is no simple solution to reset the water sector and restore public trust. Change will take time. It takes years to build new infrastructure, he noted. Moreover, the recommendations presented in the report are not legally binding, leaving it up to the government to determine which changes to implement. The government has confirmed the abolition of Ofwat and indicated that it will accept 4 additional recommendations in Parliament, leaving 83 recommendations still to be addressed. As public pressure mounts, campaigners are eager to see how the government will respond to these findings and whether meaningful changes will materialize in the beleaguered water sector. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.